Right. Shall we try this again, everyone? Shall we do this properly? Shall we do some? I've introduced myself, and now that you are all in the correct boxes, you can introduce yourselves, starting in the order that we always go in.
Which is me first, I think. My name is Mark, and I'm playing Pignut Fiddlehead, a Herringon Ranger.
I am Sarah. Oh, Jesus. I am
no.
Sarah, and I am playing Baskia Kiryndur. There you go.
I'm Bing, I play Saria. I'm Bing, I play Topiary Erda.
Excellent. What chaos, everyone. Okay, so, last time, you were on a journey to rescue Garrett, Keegan's husband who lives in the town of Targos. While crossing the Arctic tundra... Sorry, I've just seen in my notes that I've written to say something about what the adventuring party is called, and what I've written is cup flickers. You keeping that?
Yeah.
Right.
For now.
As the cup flickers travelled across the Arctic tundra, this is meant to be like a horror or environmental horror game. Travelled across the Arctic tundra, they were stopped by a frost druid, travelling with two large white moose, claiming to be the embassy of Oriel herself. As she died, she summoned a ferocious blizzard where a shadowy owl-like beast adorned with huge curling horns appeared briefly before you. On the body of the frost druid, you discovered a map of an eye-shaped structure located either near Tourmaline or Lonelywood. You weren't quite sure on its placement. As you travelled on, you reached the base of Kelvin's Cairn, where you began to climb, meeting large mountain goats, survived an avalanche. Pignut had a vision of his homes being destroyed, and a tall Herringon figure adorned with a bandana, hand on Pignut's shoulder. You also found the badly injured Garrett, who was beset upon while traveling with a group of adventurers by a huge yeti. The rest of the adventurers went separate ways in fear, and Garrett had lured the yeti further down the mountain, where he had fallen down a small cliff and had injured himself badly. However, he was beset on continuing up the mountain to find these adventurers. You convinced the man, Garrett, to descend back to base camp and wait for you as you completed his mission. You are now on a journey to find Mockingan, a male Goliath in search of the frost giants. The fantastic Perilou Fishfinger, who was their faithful companion, and Asterix, a tiefling who mumbles and swears a lot. You are now high up in the mountains. It is incredibly cold, and you have entered an ice cave. Shimmering blue and clear ice across the walls. You can see steam coming from your mouths as you cross narrow bridges of ice that cross a large crevasse beneath you. You are following the sound of a bestial laughter, and a second voice cries of pain. You round a corner and you see a yeti tyke, a small yeti, still larger than a halfling woman. And this yeti tyke is kicking her around like a football. She slides across the ice and cries out in pain. On the far side of the chamber, you see the yeti's mother, a grin of far too many teeth, as she watches her child play. I would like a stealth check from everyone as you see this scene to see if you can remain hidden. And I would like to remind you that you all have passed without a trace currently, so you can add a d10 to this.
Incredible.
D10 or just plus? You just plus 10.
Sorry,
right?
a plus 10.
25.
21.
17.
Okay. I just need to get rid of that dice. I rolled a natural 1.
Yay, best dice ever.
So, you see this scene and you manage to duck back around a corner just before you enter the cavern. So you're currently hidden from view. It is relatively quiet here from the shelter of the storm outside, so your voices may carry, but you are currently unseen. Can I also get a perception check to see if you can to get a layout of the room that you've just seen as well?
11.
14.
9.
With those rolls, I'd say between you, this is a relatively large chamber, like in the range of like 40, 50 feet in sort of a general overly shape. There's platforms on the far side where the Yeti is sat on some boulders, the Yeti mother. The tyke is in the middle of the room. You can see from the way the halfling is sliding across the ground that it's probably going to be difficult to keep your footing in this. There's a chance that you may also be sliding around. You can see the claws, the talons in both the hands and the feet of the Yeti are able to keep it in place. So, as you hear another cry of pain from this halfling, what are you doing?
What's right outside that we came through? Like, is there a place that we could lure them to that would make it easier to fight them? Maybe.
So you had the mouth of the cave, and then you had this big crevasse, say about 15, 20 feet across, and it had two
Okay, maybe not.
icy bridges, which were kind of single-filed moved. They do look like they are destructible, so you could attempt to lure them that way if you wanted to.
Should we make a plan? Could lure them. Destroy the
across
bridge.
Yeah, destroy the bridge. That's not a bad idea. I like it.
Yeah. If we're going to destroy, we could destroy the bridge. They'll go in.
But then how do we need to get back?
Get back. Yeah, exactly. Oh, wait, there are two bridges.
Yeah, there's two bridges.
So we could like run around and then come back.
Yes, and just destroy the one, and then we can still use the other one to.
We'll have to destroy that one as well, because they'll be down in the crevasse.
Why don't? No, I can't stop being Australian.
What if you hide? And I'm not very good at hiding. I will stand the other side of the bridge and shout. And when they come across, we'll destroy it.
Another scream of pain.
Oh,
We should be quick, shouldn't we? We should do that.
yeah.
All right.
I'm going to shuffle off to the other side of the bridge,
Okay.
and I'm going to
Sorry.
watch for you guys to like give me a signal.
I'm going to cast Disguise Self on myself, and I'm going to turn into a little baby Yeti, if I can. Just a little, like a foot taller. So I don't know if that's going to make me. I want to try and just look similar to the baby one that's there.
Okay. So we have Topiary recrossing the bridge, heading towards the mouth of the cave. We have Pignut and Baskia hidden around the corner. Pignut just turning into a Yeti tyke, an older brother, maybe? Kind of that sort of vibes you're going for, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah?
well, it's somewhat related, or just like a little thing that's gonna appeal to a mother yeti's nature.
Okay. And then we've got Baskia is there as well. So just make sure that you guys have all the information. The cavern, the ice cavern where they're playing football, there's 2 entrances. So there's the entrance that you're on, say on the left-hand side, which goes to the left-hand bridge, and there's the entrance on the right-hand side, which goes to the right-hand bridge. Yeah? That all make sense? It's like cave up here, and then there's an entrance here and here, bridge, entrance to the cave. Woo. Yeah?
We're going to end up getting ourselves stuck in the cave with no bridges to get out.
Don't worry, no, we're not. It's fine.
Okay.
As long as we know where Granny Topes is hanging out, which bridge we're going to try and lure it to.
How long are the bridges?
The bridge is about 15 to 20 feet across.
Okay, not too long.
Make me, Topiary, as you stand on the other side of the bridge, make me this would be a nature or a survival check to see how sturdy the bridge is.
I'm going to say to myself, I'm really good at understanding bridges.
I'm going to cast guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 15.
15. So with a 15, the bridge on the left, there is a decent amount of thickness to it, but I think you've been going across it one at a time, but if all 3 of you were on there, if it took a huge amount of weight, more than a Yeti, because the Yetis do use this to cross, you assume. But if you did enough damage to it, that ability to hold weight would decrease. You get the sense, in a mechanical sense, that if you can do 30 points of damage to it, it will break.
But the bridge is only 15 to 20 feet across.
Uh-huh.
We're not going to have time.
I'll block them. I'll keep hold of them. They shall not pass.
I'm not sure because there's 2 bridges, so they're going to be able to come back around. Also, 15 to 20 feet. Could I jump 15 to 20 feet? I forget the mechanics of that.
From the top of my head, you can, without a running start, don't hate me, internet, without a running start, you can jump your strength score.
You can jump 10 feet for me.
Yeah, so you can jump 10 feet without a run-up. I believe that, or maybe that's with a 5-foot run-up. But we will roll an athletics check or an acrobatics check to see if you can jump further. Given how monkey you are, I think that's going to be a possibility for you.
I fancy my chances. I'm going to stand about 5 foot away from the other side, and I'm going to say, Baskia, hide! And then I'm going to be like, "Ah!" You can't just plan all the time.
No, the Yeti. If I can jump it, the Yeti can jump it. Is my point. But it's too late because we've already triggered it. So let's fucking do it. Let's go.
Push him back in.
Let's go.
Okay, so you make a. Are you trying to imitate a certain animal or a certain noise? Are you trying to make the noise of a Yeti? What's the vibe of this?
I'm just trying to make a loud, aggressive noise.
So you make a loud, aggressive noise. You hear.
Can I see Granny? Oh, sorry.
You hear a guttural growl, and heavy movement as you assume the mother Yeti is probably standing. The cries from the halfling stop, and you don't hear movement from the tyke anymore. Pignut.
Pignut's going to run into the cavern, crying, looking really, really upset, maybe crawling on the floor, screaming, like scared of something, and then he's going to make eye contact with the Yeti and then just run back out. Hope that they'll
to the
follow
Yeti tyke or to the mother?
To the mother. I'm not going to go right up to her.
Yeah, so you enter the room, you're screaming and crying. We need a performance or a deception check. I will give you advantage because you look like a Yeti.
I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Okay.
-2. 3. So maybe I'm just going, oh, I'm so scared. I forget to do like a Yeti noise. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do an insight check for the mother.
Okay. Yeah, maybe they're really not wise.
The mother stands up, sees you, eyes focus on you, and it roars. It charges towards you. As you sort of turn and you look over your shoulder, you can see it running. It runs about halfway through, grabs the Yeti tyke, and pulls the tyke behind it. And is standing in the middle of the chamber. As you disappear around the corner, make an insight check. Pignut?
Not going to follow, is it? 12? Yeah.
12. It is gone into protection mode. It is protecting its offspring. So there is still a chance that you can lure this out. We're going to need another skill check to entice this mother to leave its child, or to perhaps entice the child to come out.
As Pignut runs past me, I'm gonna say, like, Pignut, just talk to it like a Yeti. You can speak to animals.
I can't. I want to save my. Actually, no. Is it an animal? Or is it?
Roll me a Arcana or a Nature check.
I'll go nature. 19.
Although descriptive-wise, very bestial, it is not a beast. It is not an animal. This is a monstrosity. This lays outside of the animal kingdom. So you get the feeling that speak with animals would not work.
Okay. Can Perilu, the halfling, is she tied up or anything, or does she have access to run?
No, she isn't tied up. She's sort of huddled in the ball. She's being kicked, and she's on sort of the far side of the chamber from you.
Okay, fine.
She is scared, and her eyes are closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to. I'm going to try and entice the baby Yeti to come follow me. So I'm going to start like just being really playful, roll on my back, and then and like and do like little kicky motions and run around like in a circle, like looking really happy. And then I'm going to try and run out and just gonna look over my shoulder to see if it follows.
Okay. I will
and then
need...
I'll gesture to follow me.
Okay. I will need another performance or deception check. I think this is without advantage this time, as you have...
I'm just screaming on the bridge still.
Yeah.
And we saw the screaming going on.
Yes! Roll natural 19, -2, 17.
17. Okay, so I'm going to roll an insight check for the tyke. Oh, no, this is just a wisdom. This is just going to see if they're going to be more excited to engage with another Yeti their age, or if they'll listen to their mother. They have a -1, so I need to roll... what did you roll? An 18?
17.
So I need to roll a 19 or higher. That is a 5. The Yeti tyke peering, you see its eyes go wide. Tunneled vision, ignoring Topiary screaming, runs after you, Pignut.
I'm going to run over to the bridge. Oh, God, we're going to kill a baby. Jesus.
Can I, because I'm still kind of hiding by the side of the thing, can I stay hidden and I'm waiting until I'm hoping that the Yeti mother comes out and then I want to dart into the cave and go and get the halfling?
Yeah, definitely. As soon as the Yeti tyke starts running, the mother, another roar, maybe a frustration, starts charging after, following you. Can I just get a dexterity check from you, Pignut? Like an athletics or an acrobatics, just making sure that you're keeping a good speed. And this will be also you crossing the bridge.
a natural 20 for 24.
Yeah. So
Acrobatics.
you can kind of control how close or far away you want to be from the Yeti tyke and the Yeti mother as they cross the bridge.
Maybe like, oh God, I'm feeling really conflicted now. Kill a
Do I-
baby.
I can see them, right?
So yeah, they come round the corner. You can see. So first you see Pignut running, and then following close, not too closely behind, but following behind is the Yeti type. Then straight after that, this huge Yeti mother reaching down, trying to grab their child.
And I've seen Baskia go in.
So you haven't seen Baskia come out. Baskia, can I get another stealth check
Yes.
to see if you remain hidden as the mother rushes past?
Okay. 18.
18. Passive perception doesn't make it. So yes. So Baskia, you are hidden from the Yeti and the Yeti tyke. Topiary, you can see them running across. You haven't seen Baskia reemerge. Pignut, you can control the distance that you want the Yetis to be behind you. Topiary, what are you doing? Are you staying in sight, in vision? Are you ducking
I
away?
assume Pignut's coming towards me.
Yeah, definitely.
When Pignut gets to me, I'm going to hold his little hand and I'm going to say, at the right time, we'll run round in circles. So we'll run around the bridges. So we're just going to run around.
I love
Try to stay ahead of them.
Before I do that, I'm going to pick up a snowball and throw it at the baby Yeti. And then...
Roll me an attack roll.
No! It's just fun! I don't need
I'm
to
going
hit
to see
it.
if you're hitting it.
I'm going to see if you picked up any stones with the ice.
4 plus anything?
4 plus...
I'd say
sorry,
you're proficient with snowball throwing.
Oh, thank you. So that would be... What, is that just a normal...
So like whatever you've got for your bow or crossbow.
But that'll be plus 8 to 12.
12. Yeah, you hit the Yeti tyke right in the face. It laughs. This.
Yeah. I made a friend.
Can I see how fast the big one is going? How fast is the big one going?
You can see that it is the Yeti tyke is slowing it down. So the mother is catching up to the Yeti tyke. So the Yeti is quicker than probably all of you. And the tyke is slower than all of you. So as you start, so when you reach Topiary Pignut, where are the Yetis? Are they still on the other side of the bridge, or are they in the middle of the bridge? Because of your natural 20 on your acrobatics.
If we're just going to run and we're not going to destroy the bridge or anything, which is what Topiary has said, then they could be. Let's just be as far away as possible.
Perfect.
You know when you're playing with a dog and you're running around a big tree, you're running either side, and you're like, oh no, it's going that way. Oh no, it's going that way. I want that kind of judgment. And I want it to keep it like...
So let's say that as you guys run around, the Yeti mother catches the Yeti tyke on the bridge. By that stage, you have looped around and you're on the other bridge. And let's say that there is about a 25, 30-foot distance between those two spaces. As you're doing this, and you're sort of going, which way are we going to go? I think the mother's angry. Yeah, she's looking at you and she's pissed. She's pissed with you guys.
I want to do something. Which I don't know if a monstrous is going to understand. Do they understand language?
They have a language, yes.
Okay. Oh wait, let me just read the thing. It doesn't understand it doesn't understand my language. Never mind. Sorry.
As you're thinking about what you're going to do, we're going to have a check to see if they fall for this and stay on the bridge in a second. But in the meantime, Baskia, you've got a handful of seconds. What are you doing?
Cool. So I'm going to run straight for the halfling. How far away is she?
So you're able, within a movement, you'll probably be able to reach them.
Great.
So they're, let's say, just for ease, they're in the middle of the chamber.
Cool. So I'll run, and I would love to do like a cool little slide to get to her.
Well,
For the lulz of it.
We need an acrobatics or an athletics check to hit your target while moving on this ice.
Okay. Use this one. It's not great, but let's see what we get. Acrobatics, 13.
13 is enough. You hit your mark, sliding into place, seeing the halfling huddled up on the ground.
And so when as I stop, I'll go, "We're here to rescue you. Can you walk?"
She opens up.
Did Garrett tell us all of their names? Because if he did, I would say her name as well.
Yes, you do know her name.
Yeah.
That will help. As you say her name, her eyes widen and look up at you, and there's a little mumble, and she nods her head.
Great. I'll help her to get up with the aim that I then... So there are 2 exits and entrances. I think I know what the plan was, so I'm going to go to the exit where the Yeti left from, thinking that the idea is that they're going to be over that way, because I don't know what's happening outside now.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go to that
go
exit.
back the way you came.
Yep, and hope for the best.
Cool. As you pick her up and you start moving in that direction, you hear the roar of the Yeti in frustration. Pignut and Topiary, I need it's like a goading check, isn't it? So this can be, let's call this an animal handling or a persuasion check. Either of those.
I'm going for animal handling.
Me too.
Oh, Jesus. 6.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You managed to hold them in position, going left, going right for another round. So you guys have an action if you guys want to do anything on the bridge. And Baskia, you have another moment. Roll me a perception check.
Oh my god, it's a 2, so that's a 6.
With the echoing through the cavern, you have no idea where the Yetis are. So you're still, at the moment, you are still running the way the Yetis left. As you run in that direction, you run, you round the corner, and you're about to leave the cavern when you see the Yetis on the bridge. You try to stop yourself, but your feet are slipping on the ice. Can I get an acrobatics or an athletics check? With disadvantage, as you are holding on to the lovely fish finger.
The lovely fish
With disadvantage. Oh, God.
Fish finger.
Okay, that's a natural 18.
Okay.
Come on now. Okay, it's a 10, which isn't awful. What was it? An acrobatics?
Acrobatics or athletics?
16 with disadvantage.
You are fine. You managed to stop and maybe even back up a little bit, so you're out of potential eye line. But now you know where the Yetis are. Pignut and Topiary, you have an action in this moment. What would you like to do?
I mean, I want to just keep Benny Hilling it around the bridges. I just want to be like as far from them, and like if they start going that way. And
how would you describe Benny Hill if there were any viewers that didn't know who he was, which is very possible?
You know, like
if you look like Benny Hill, that is the video that's going to happen.
The people that wouldn't get it might be American, right? So if you're watching Scooby-Doo, and they all start going through the doors. That's
Benny Hill,
which is so perfect. I mean, Scooby-Doo is not Benny Hill.
No,
because Benny Hill had a very different type of mystery gang chasing them.
Also, what concerns me about Benny Hill is that I literally haven't seen or watched anything of his for like well over a decade, probably more because I'm
only
old.
a decade.
Yeah, I was going to say only a decade because I'm, of an age. But also, I don't know how well he's held up. So,
I mean,
maybe
I would be.
Didn't he do a Milkman sketch or something? Oh, we'll look it up afterwards.
I just remember at the end of every episode, he was chased by half-dressed women around various locations.
Well, I just remember the chasing Barnaby, so obviously my mind wasn't in good. I'm going to Scooby-Doo it around the...
Excellent.
All right, so is your intention to get them. So you can kind of decide, is your intention to get them to cross the bridge towards the ice cave entrance and then follow you rather than go the other direction?
It's just to stay away from them and to keep them as like.
So I'm going to say with a roll, you can choose which way they go, whether they go deeper into the cave or toward or following you.
I want them
Follow us.
towards the door.
Yeah.
So that we could like more join, be kind of on Baskia. It's not going to be good if we're split up.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get another animal handling animal handling you both check to see if you can get them to go.
Okay.
We'll make this DC 13.
Okay. It gives them a chance to flee, the way I see it. When they see like a
Pignut's
group
going to
of
say to
us.
Topiary, I think Pignut's going to say, great, this is really great fun, but what about the other two? Are we just going to stay here until the other two just leave?
We will try to position ourselves to our advantage.
19.
19. Great.
Sorry, animal handling 14.
Great. So with that, with a couple of feints, you manage to get them to follow you. So they go towards the exit of the cave and then start following you. You guys now enter the main section of the ice cave as you see Baskia probably. Do you, seeing that the Yetis have moved on, are you going to head towards the exit now? Or are you going to stay and meet up with Topiary and Pignut?
It depends, because in theory, I don't know where they are unless it's like happening. If it's happening there and I can see them now and the Yeti.
You see them, you see the Yeti heading towards the exit and then to the other ice bridge, and you see Topiary and Pignut appear on the other side of the ice cave from you.
Cool. In terms of layout, in order for us to like get away from here, we would presumably need to go across the bridge again, one of the left bridge again, and then instead of going back round, just keep going.
Correct.
Wherever we came from.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I am going to say to I'm going to say to them like, seems like the plan should be to run now because we've got her. Cool.
Where are the other two though? Ask Fishfinger.
Oh yeah, Fishfinger. Was it just you? Where are the others?
As you say that, her eyes go wide again. You see, that's when you see the like frozen tears on her face, and her eyes flick over to a wall that you guys didn't notice before. A wall of trophies, of little indents in the walls of several different types of races and ancestries, and you see you see where she's looking is a bald Goliath. It's a grey flaked with like brown, almost like brown freckles, with tattoos of a Goliath.
Oh God, is there
Just the head.
Go on.
Obviously, just the head. So yeah, it's
Just the
definitely
head.
dead. Oh my God, these Yetis are nasty.
Can I
thought they were cute.
I know. Can I very quickly just do an insight check? I want to see if Baskia understands about the protection thing as well, because she didn't necessarily see it, or did she see it and she can just understand that that's what's happening?
That the mother is trying to protect the Yeti.
Yeah.
So,
is it obvious enough at this point that she doesn't need to do a check?
I would say at this moment that things have changed. It's not protection; they are chasing you. Like she's
And they're both
so
chasing
let's say the
us.
Yeti mother is now holding the tyke in her arms, and the Yeti is chasing. So at this point, Topiary and Pignut, as you all, maybe all of your attentions gets drawn to this trophy wall where you see this Goliath head. As the two of you are, I assume, running across the ice cave to get to the other side to where Baskia is. And is Baskia you running back to the outside?
I don't necessarily want to run on the ice. I was kind of hoping she would just pick up with us and we could run out across the other bridge and out.
So if you do that, you will run back into the Yeti. Because the Yeti is chasing you. So if you turned around and crossed the bridge that Pignut and Topiary you just crossed, you would bump into the Yeti.
So we need to go across the ice to get to the other bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think.
Could Pignut, like seeing this trophy room, he's realised that these Yetis are horrible. Like they're not good creatures. Like this is cruel, obviously because they were kicking around a fucking halfling. But can he turn around and then just bring out his longbow and try and shoot the bridge if there's like ropes like that can?
So the bridges are made of ice. They're ice bridges.
He puts back
I
his
apologize
bow.
if that was not clear.
Oh, sorry, no, you probably were. I just in my head, it was just all like rope and wood. No, okay, he's not happy. He's just sad.
Okay, so my question is for you now. This is what I need the answer to. So this is the question. So Topiary and Pignut, are you staying where you are and letting the Yeti catch you up? Because you're at a point you can't see the Yeti anymore, so you can't do your feigny thing until they come round the corner, of which they will be on the other side of the ice bridge. So kind of the next moment that you see the Yeti, if you want to hold fast for a second, is them appearing around the corner and they're on the other side of the right-hand ice bridge. You can see Baskia is on the far side of the ice chamber. And Baskia, you can see the left-hand ice bridge and the exit of the cavern's entirety.
So are we at the end of we're at the bridge, yeah?
You're on the...
We're just on the edge of the bridge.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to say to Pignut, it is time for us to take a stand. And I'm going to just throw him across the ice, scoot him across the ice, not violently or anything. Yes, okay. And I'm going to turn around and I'm going to hold my staff and I'm going to prepare sacred flame to hit the Yeti when I see it.
Okay.
And I'm going to block the bridge. I'm going to move 3 foot in and block the edge of the bridge, so it's going to run into me before it comes off. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. As you scoot Pignut, you start sliding across the ice towards Baskia. Baskia, seeing Topiary take a Gandalf on one side of the bridge. What do you do? Do you cross the left-hand bridge, or do you stay where you are? What are you doing?
No, I'll say, I'll say to Fishfinger, go across the bridge, get somewhere hidden, and then when we come down, just don't come out until you see us again. Well, I need to. She's not gonna leave if Topiary's not leaving and she's doing a Gandalf. She's not gonna go anywhere. Okay. But she doesn't want Fishfinger in here, so she's gonna say to Fishfinger that she needs to go away.
Okay,
she could help.
Roll me.
She's like super.
She's
in fact,
so injured.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's like close to death, right? Like yeah.
No, put it to work.
Baskia wouldn't do that anyway.
So you're sending Perelu Fishfinger across the bridge. Pignut, as you slide across, let's say you reach Baskia at this moment, what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna draw my longbow, I guess, and then just wait for it to appear.
So in terms of getting line of sight, the best place in this location to get line of sight of the Yeti would be stand on the left-hand bridge and shoot across the chasm to the right-hand bridge. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, then if I can get there.
You head to the bridge, maybe helping Perelu across the bridge at the same time.
Am I able to get line of sight as well? If that's what we're doing and we're taking a stand.
If you're just looking for line of sight, because the bridge is kind of around the corner, you can just see Topiary. You can either cross the ice and get next to Topiary, or you can go to where Pignut Fiddlehead is.
I'm going to go back to Topiary then. I'm going to send Fishfinger on her way, and then I'm going to go back to Topiary.
Perfect. All right, so...
but I'll be hidden, because then maybe I get surprised if they're there. I'll stay round the corner.
It'll take you longer to get across, but you can remain hidden.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so Topiary, as you stand holding your guard at the edge of the bridge, not allowing anything to cross, you see the Yeti round the corner, teeth bared, eyes narrowed, large horns that sort of spiral outwards to the left and right at odd angles, large claws. Under one arm is the Yeti tyke like a football, and the Yeti starts charging across the bridge. You let off your sacred flame. What check do I need to make for that?
Dex save 13.
That is a natural 1.
Nice.
Keep a key. I'm going to roll 1d8. That's 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. And as it hits the Yeti, what type of damage is that? Radiant.
Yes.
Fab. That is, you've got a movement action. Are you going to stay where you are?
Yeah. Can I... let me just check something. This is
And a bonus.
I'm going to cast. Actually, is this the right time to cast it? Yes, it is. I'm going to, because I can use my bonus action to cast, right?
If it's a bonus action spell.
Yes. I'm going to cast in preparation for my next turn when it gets close to me. I'm going to cast Searing Smite.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
On my club.
Okay. That then brings us Pignut. You can use your movement to get to the bridge. You can see the Yeti crossing, hit with radiant flame. It is like 35 foot from you on the other bridge. What do you do?
I'm going to bonus. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to. We haven't rolled initiative or anything, have we? So
we're technically
in
initiative. This is technically the first round of initiative.
I have something to do. The first round. Okay, so I've got something I can do at the start of my first turn of each combat. Is that
we'll say
done?
that this is we're not going to roll initiative. The Yeti's going to go at the end. You guys will go first.
I'm just going to make the attack action there, and then I get an extra attack as part of that. Then.
Roll your first attack against the Yeti.
Natural 20.
Oh,
yes, please. Okay. And so should I roll
your damage
for that now?
Yeah.
What is my damage? Sorry. And we double the dice, yeah?
Yes.
4, so 8 plus 4 is 12. And then I'll also use my favored foe thing. When you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can mark the target as your favored enemy for 1 minute.
Cool.
The first time on each of your turns that you hit, deal damage, increase damage by a d4. So I'll do that and double that as well.
If that all happens on the same hit, then yes.
Hit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 1, so it's an extra 2 damage. That's 14. And then I will hit it again. Well, I'll attack again.
Attack again, yeah.
11 plus 8, 9. 19, sorry.
19 hits.
Great, and then it does an extra 1d8 damage.
Right.
So that'll be 7 plus 7, 14 plus 4, so another 18 damage.
Whoa. Another 18.
Another 18.
So it's going to be...
That's the Dread Ambusher thing. I can only do that on my first go. Yeah, and that's my turn.
Yeah. Pignut firing...
This is all for the... Yeah, maybe aiming at like its ankles and things.
Yeah, absolutely. Firing off multiple arrows as it's trying. You see it wobble as it's now trying to cross the bridge. The arrows, it's still with its claws, it's able to stay on the bridge, but you can see it is faltering, doing a huge amount of burst damage on that first round. Baskia, you can reach Topiary this round, but you will not be stealthed, or you can reach her next round and be stealthed.
No, I wanna get there. Like she's right up in it,
Cool.
so I want to get up there with her. So I'll get up level with her, and then when I look at
just roll me an acrobatics or a athletics check to see if you because you do have the ice to contend with. Just trying to beat a 13.
15, so 9 plus 6.
Cool. With a 15, you're able to use the ice and its momentum, so you can get to Topiary, or you then have a little bit of extra movement if you want to try and get to the Yeti itself.
So when at the point that I reach Topiary and I look at the Yeti, presumably, given the amount of damage that Pignut just did, it's looking not rough, but like it's looking.
It's taking a
now.
couple of roll me an insight check as you round that corner.
Right. I mean, that's a natural 20. I have advantage, but there's entirely no point. No. So 24.
Could get 2 natural 20s.
Oh my god, let's just see.
Then I'll just give you the campaign book.
It was a 19. Well done, dice.
Wow. So with a nat 20, with a natty, no. No, not a catchphrase.
It's all right. We'll move on. It's fine.
Didn't happen. Edit it out. Don't dwell on it. Keep saying it. No.
Oh god, we're still talking about it.
You can see as the arrows hit into the feet of the and the ankles of the Yeti, the way it is rocking. The eyes are no longer narrowed onto Topiary. They are wide and they are flicking to the left to the right, and you can see that it is faltering. It is moving into fight or flight. And the next sort of couple of actions will determine whether it will gun down and try and kill you, or if it will take its child and run.
I'm going to cast sleep on it.
Okay. Roll me. Now, I would like to remind you, sleep is an area effect. The Yeti is also holding its baby.
It goes, does the way that the spell works, is it hit the one with the lowest hit points first?
Correct.
Great. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3. I understand why you're saying that, because it's going to look like I'm attacking the baby. I'm just getting all my d8s. Hang on, bear with. Oh, that's not a d8. That d8. Yeah. Okay, so 12, 14, 16, plus 8, so 24. Is that enough?
With 24... So close.
Fuck.
You're like two. You're very close. As you cast your sleep spell, you can see the Yeti tyke is trying to get out of its mother's grip, and then suddenly, limp, as it falls asleep.
Is that how the spell works then? If it targets the one with the lowest, and if it doesn't work, it just goes straight to the next one. I thought it was like it
uses up.
Baby's got the lowest.
It uses
the
up
tyke has got the lowest
points.
amount of hit points. So it's an area effect. So
I thought
you
that it
have
was
to
going to
hit
hit the. I assumed that it was going to hit the Yeti
so
first.
it hits whatever has the lowest amount of hit points first.
That's a lack of understanding from me, but I've done it, so let's go with it.
You
Carry
sure?
on.
Great.
Yeah, like it's.
All right, now she's got like a really heavy, like dead weight in her hand.
I assumed. I literally just assumed that.
Yeah, because you don't get to pick a specific target.
I wouldn't have wanted to attack her baby. Like that wasn't the intention.
You've not. I suppose you have. There is a visual and somatic component. Like they can see that you're casting a spell. So there is. As you cast the spell, it feels the dead weight go. I think that does kick it into fight mode rather than flight mode.
Yeah,
so it is going to come after you now as it. At this stage, at this quick snap stage, it doesn't understand if its baby is asleep or dead. Its baby has just gone limp in its arms. So, as the... Actually, no, let's roll this. Oh, yeah. Goes into a rage, roars, and the Yeti charges at Topiary, really wanting to get to Baskia. So actually, it's going to make an athletics check to see if we can jump over to Topiary.
I'm going to try and be a wide load
As
or
possible.
like an attack of opportunity so I can like pull its legs or something as it tries to go over.
It's going to leap over you, Topiary, with an 18 strength. So it's going to leap over. You can make an attack of opportunity, or if you want to make a grapple check to try and hold it in place to stop it from jumping over you.
I'm going to take an attack of opportunity because I've got Searing Smite.
Great. Roll your attack of opportunity.
So I'm going to hit it. I'm going to roll this to see if I hit it. 13 plus 19 to hit.
That hits.
Right. Let me try and get my head around this. Right. I'm going to roll 1d6 for my just general damage. That's shit. 1, but I'm going to have +4, so 5 initial damage. 1d6 for the fire damage.
Fire damage, okay.
4, so that's 9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the start of their turn, they'll be taking 1d6 fire. They're on fire, so they'll be taking 1d6 fire damage, but then they can roll a con save to see if they can put the fire out.
Okay, so as it leaps over to Topiary pulling out, it's a staff you've got, isn't it? It's a quarterstaff, or it's
What is it?
what is it? It's a big stick.
Secret.
It's not. It's like
What
it's
does it-
metal.
just tell me what it looks like. Oh,
Metal.
oh,
It's
a metal,
like-
sorry.
I kind of use it to hobble around with,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like it's probably about three, 1, 2, maybe about 3 feet.
Uh-huh. So it's a big stick. So you just
Yeah, but it's
basically,
metal.
Do you like take your big metal stick and it like there's a noisy neighbor above you, just upwards as it leaps
Yeah.
over top of you?
Yeah,
Burst-
it's like if you had a lumpy piece of wood, but it is metal.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of like nobular, like at the top, and that's where you can put your hand on it.
Yeah, I like it.
But
Just bang up. You see the end of it.
is it because I
burst.
said knob, Mark?
No, I just never heard like nobular. I like it's your nobular staff,
nobular.
nobular stick.
As you
I like
take
it.
your nobular stick, smashing it into the Yeti, the end of it bursting into flame, and the flames licking up the sides of the Yeti. The Yeti lands in front of you, tyke in hand.
Disadvantage because it's holding a baby.
Wow. So I went from a natural 20. It's now rolled a natural 1. It's on fire. Yetis don't like fire. And you see it now in its fear as it lands in front of you, Baskia. You can see a claw is twitching to attack you. But it quickly backs away, trying to get to the back of the chamber, to trying to get as far as away from you as possible. You can take an attack of opportunity, or I'll let you make an insight check, Baskia.
I feel like at this point, Baskia feels like she's misstepped because she's like, she did the spell, it did something that she wasn't expecting it to do and hadn't planned for. It launched itself at Topiary and her. She's now going to go into it, like she's going to attack. She's not thinking about she's just going to go into attack now. I think that's where she's at.
Roll an attack of opportunity as it tries to get away from you.
Okay. That is a 19
That
to
hits.
hit. Okay, cool. That's going to be... Ooh, terrible. 5 slashing damage.
5 slashing. You slash across its back. It roars in pain. It hobbles the rest of its movement to the back of the cavern. That it's going to it's sort of looking over its shoulder. It's got its child, and it's like sheltering its child, looking over its shoulder, wide-eyed at you. It's your guys' turn. What are you all doing?
Oh, God, this doesn't feel good. Even though it's got headless things on the wall.
I want to
It's not my turn, which is good.
stand beside the bridge.
Mhm.
And just be like, let's go, let's go. You know, like when you're rushing people out of a helicopter or something.
Firey
Can I just check
gets in
with-
the helicopter.
Yes.
Can I check with Perlu Fishfinger? What are asterisks?
You
We didn't
see,
see
so you
Asterix
run.
there?
You need to run across. So she's gotten to the mouth of the cave and is looking outside the front of the cave. You run up to her, saying, "What about Asterix?" You hear like a muffled. She ran up the hill, up the mountain.
Okay. That's good. Okay, we need to get out of here now, though. Granny Tope says, "Let's go." So let's go.
And do you all follow suit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we... Granny Tapes, are we heading up the same bridge that you came in on, and then the other two are on the other bridge? Because we can all get back to the same bit anyway,
You'll all
from
get
what we
back
were
to the same
saying.
point.
Yeah.
So as you all head out of the ice cavern, leaving the Yeti and the child, the Yeti Tyke, on their own, you get out into a light blizzard. A light blizzard? That doesn't make sense. A light snowfall, but there's wind whipping around. You can see Perilu now hobbling You can see where blood has soaked through her heavy jackets and winter cloaks. She's got she's got warm brown skin. Her head is wrapped in sort of a big head scarf. She's got dark eyes and clearly traumatized by the experience. She is standing there, not quite sure what to do at this point, as you sort of gather her up and move her away from the ice caves.
I think we need to maybe get a... Oh, go on.
Nope. Thank you for getting me out of there.
I think we should take her down to Garrett again. She can't come with us.
Agreed. Apparently Asterix is up the mountain, so maybe we should go grab them.
At the attack, when we were attacked by the Yetis, they ran. Garrett took them down the mountain, and she ran upwards, up to the peak. Garrett, he's alive. I thought he had sacrificed. I thought he had died.
No, he's alive and he's waiting down at the camp. We can take you back down there before we go after Asterix.
Okay.
And then we take them down, I guess.
Okay. As you head down the mountain, now I do want to let you know you're very close to the peak. So it is a short climb to the top. It's going to be to get all the way back down and to get all the way back up to the peak if you're going to look for Asterix. If you don't need to, you will definitely, you would be going, covering a full day. And you would either have to camp at the top or travel down overnight. It's night all the time, but it would be like when you would be sleeping, you'd be traveling. When you'd usually be sleeping, you'd be traveling back down the mountain.
Should we maybe find somewhere safe? The
Fishfinger hide, Fishfinger, yeah.
Is like from where we've been? Yeah, that's true. From where we've been and the have we seen or can anywhere that might have been like a nice little.
Let me get a survival check.
I help.
Yeah,
we all
her assistance.
Everyone can roll a survival as you looked for a place to hide.
Oh, 24.
24.
Oh no! I mean, would it help my kind of wandering trait to remember layouts?
Have you? I don't know if you would have climbed up this mountain before.
Did we pass anywhere?
Didn't we
I see what you mean passing.
In the previous, like I don't know, big
one.
Looking safe looking cave mouthy, not small caves, a small hole maybe, a halfling size.
Yes, perfect.
Shelter.
Baskia sees a cave and goes, "What about there?" Pointing back at the ice cave.
She's not that stupid. I love it.
Turn around a little bit. Cool. So, easy enough. Probably a short hike a little bit down the mountain. There was a collection of small caves. Not big enough for anything to hide in, but big enough to set up a small camp should anyone want to rest for a time and out of the direction of the wind. So, you're able to set Perilu down, wounded, bloodied. She is muttering to herself. Let me just bring it up. There it goes. She's muttering to herself, what am I going to do? Mockingo, he's dead. He's dead. It was our last hope, our last... She looks at you all and she goes, he was going to save 10 towns. Save us from the Rime. What do we do now?
How was he going to save you from the Rime? What was he going to do?
His ancestors were the frost giants, the creators of Icewind, of this land. They have a temple a shrine. We were searching for it, and there we would call upon his ancestors, and as they used their as they shifted stone to build this place, to forge the spine of the world, to carve lakes from the earth centuries ago, millennia ago, we will call upon their ancestors, and they will do the same again. They will dig out this ice and the snow. They will end the Frostmaiden's Rime. He was their ancestor. He would have been able to speak to them.
Sounds like an amazing plan, but I'm so sorry for your loss, but maybe we can find someone else. But that sounds like something that we might follow up too.
Who are you?
The cup flickers.
Sorry. I'm so out of sort. Did you say the cup flickers? That can't.
Fish killers and cup flickers we are.
We're still workshopping it a little bit.
The fup clickers? No. No. Okay. Nobody. Yeah. People. Okay. Yeah. We do need to work on that. I don't want people
It's
having
weird when
to
you say
question
it to
us
other
every time we
people.
say it. I know.
Well, that's the thing, right? We've never said it to anyone before. We've said it amongst ourselves. You're right. It felt weird. It felt weird when you said it aloud.
It's very memorable, though. You need to be
That's
memorable.
true.
A memorable
That's very
brand.
true.
Of course.
Is this where Asterix would have gone? Up there?
I just remember her running up the path to the peak of the mountain when we were attacked.
We will find her and we will visit this place.
We don't know where the shrine is, but Kelvin Khan being one of the higher peaks within 10 towns, we thought it made sense that this is where it would be. If you find Asterix, please bring her back. I can't bear the thought of being alone now.
And if you feel safe, you must make your way down the mountain to the camp.
And Garrett is there.
Yes.
All right.
Leave us a sign if you do that, because I feel like if we come past and you're not here, I'd just like to know that you haven't been eaten. It'd be nice just to have a little sign.
Cool. And she
There's
sort
a
of-
pile of stones in the shape of the moon.
Can it just be a pile? I don't think I have the strength to be that artistic.
It's just round.
A round pile?
Yes. Not even a pile, just a round thing on the floor.
Were you taking a short rest in this time? Because I would really like one.
Yes. And
How is everyone feeling?
Feeling great, just low on energy, shall we say.
How's Pignut for
Fine.
energy? Okay.
Energy's all good.
And as you take a short rest and then leave the small cave to head back up the mountain, we will take a little break. And we'll come back to you guys heading up the mountain towards the peak. So, as you are climbing back up the mountain, wearily passing the ice caves, following the final trail to the top of the of Kelvin's Cairn, I need everyone to make another Constitution saving throw against the cold. Baskia, you don't need to do this.
Ooh, 18.
12.
12. That is all right at this stage. You,
Oh.
no one takes any points of exhaustion. But
Oh, God.
as you continue to climb, that's when you hear it a shrill scream from coming higher in the mountains. A woman's voice in pure terror. Can I get a perception check to see if you can pinpoint the direction?
15.
12.
17.
17. It's off the mountain path. As you are climbing, you round a corner and you can see the top of the mountain from here. You can see that there is a like an ice shelf kind of landing that you get onto, and then above that it's a sheer straight up slope to the very tip of the mountain. So to get to the tip top would be an excruciating climb with pickaxe and all of that, but there is like a little shelf beneath that. However, as you're coming up and following that path, which is, say, that platform on the mountain is, say, 80, 90 feet away from you, the scream is coming from the left-hand side, seen curving around the mountain. Do you follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Weapons drawn.
Weapons drawn. As you round the corner, you hear the scream again. This time it's coming from higher up. You round from where you think you heard it, and now it's come up higher. It's moving. It's running. It's being chased. As you look up, can I get another perception check from everyone?
22.
8.
Pignut, what did you get?
16.
Okay. With a 22, you will pinpoint the noise coming from up the top. What you see, Baskia, from the direction of the screams is a large feline creature, white with sandy stripes across it for camouflage, huge tusks, like a saber-toothed tiger-esque look to it, creeping around a boulder. You just see it for the briefest of seconds. Baskia, can I get a nature check?
Sure. 5.
5. Yeah, this is a feline creature of Icewind Dale. You've heard of, rather than sort of bears, you've heard of sort of like cat-like creatures from the big cat kind of kingdom. Incredibly dangerous.
Okay, and the scream presumably is still coming from that direction as well.
Yeah, at that point you hear it again coming from the same direction.
It's a big cat. It's a big cat with like massive teeth. It's not good.
Should we lure it towards us then, so it stop chasing Asterix?
Good idea, Pignut. And I'm going to start screaming.
Yeah, Asterix, go run the other way! We're here to save you!
What's everyone's passive perception?
16.
14.
13.
Who got above a 15? Okay. As you are calling out and screaming, that's when, Pignut, you hear your ears twitch, or maybe you're holding them at the time and you twitch them. And you whip behind you and you see, from coming up behind you, not in front of you, is this huge crag cat. Saber-tooth in nature, white fur, yellow sandy stripes, leaps at Topiary in a surprise round as you were being stalked from behind. I need everyone to roll initiative.
Shit.
Oh, no.
Hey, the bad cat.
Okay.
Anyone above 20?
25.
5.
Oh, Pignut, you absolute beast.
Thank you.
15 to 20?
16.
16 for Baskia. And then Topiary.
4.
Fab. Okay. Pignut, you are not surprised. You get to act first, as you can see the crag cat is about to pounce on Topiary. What are you doing?
On Granny, absolutely no way. I'm going to. I've already got my bow and arrow out. I'm just going to mark it with a little twitch of my nose, and I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Great.
My last spell slot. And then I'm gonna shoot it and try and draw it towards me.
Roll an attack against this.
24.
24. Yeah, that definitely hits.
I'm going to use Dread Ambusher again, so that's just my first attack, and that is 5 plus 4, so 9 damage.
9 damage. Yep.
And then I get Hunter's Mark on that as well, don't I? Another 2, so 11 altogether.
7 points.
And then I'll attack again. Oh no, bugger! That's 12.
12 just misses. AC of a 13 for the crag cat.
Damn it.
Okay.
Damn it. So I can't do anything. So I missed that.
No.
And then can I? Yeah, I'm just going to try and scream and draw it over towards me and not Granny.
Okay. It is in the throes of its pounce at the moment, so it's probably not going to get its attention at this stage. The crag cat leaps at you, Topiary, on its action. It is going to use its pounce ability. And hits it with a claw attack, so it gets advantage as you are surprised. That is going to be +5, so it's going to be 18 to hit.
My armor class is 18.
That hits. It pounces on you. So first I'll do the damage for this as its claws sink into you. That's going to be a D8. If I could find a D8, there one. Lovely. There's going to be there's going to be 6 points of slashing damage as its claws dig into you, and it's going to try and knock you down and put you into the prone position. Can I get a strength saving throw?
Can I cast guidance on myself?
No. Action.
No, of course. Oh wait, so I'm rolling just straight strength check.
Strength saving throw, yeah. So it's probably a
Straight strength saving. Okay, 17.
17. You managed to shift your feet back and hold the beast. You are not hit to the ground. It does not get an extra attack against you, which is great.
Oh, kitty. Bad kitty.
As you say, bad kitty, you hear the scream again from coming behind you. Baskia, that's when you whip around and you realize this scream is coming from a second crag cat. These crag cats imitate the sound of various other creatures and have lured you into a pincering maneuver. The second crag cat is going to do exactly the same thing to you.
Fuck.
Clever girl.
No, you can't help but admire it.
That is a 15 to hit.
Ooh, that misses. My arm class is 16.
Misses as it leaps beyond you, whips around and turns, landing in front of you, ready to attack you again. To give you a sense of where we are, we're on a slope at the moment. It is heavy snow, so it's going to be a bit more difficult to move around. There are some mounds and rubbles and stuff around that you can use to get elevation or hide behind. And then there is the path you're on, but it's a pretty open battlefield, apart from sort of various boulders that are dotted around. So that is the crag cat's turn. Baskia, you are surprised. Topiary, you are surprised. Pignut, top of the round. Surprise round over. It is your turn.
Is there like behind? Is there like a shadow of a boulder or something that I can try and get?
It's all dark.
Cover?
It's all dark at the moment.
It's all dark.
Yeah, we're in quite dim light. So we actually, I assume, I always forget this. And is there a torch? Someone has a torch light? Or someone has light cast, for those of you without dark vision.
I'll have a torch. I have torches.
And yeah, I would say while we were moving around, like we would have had light.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Well,
So-
Pignut's going to look for shadows, so he can, because
Yeah.
he's completely invisible in darkness.
Great. So I'm going to get to get into the shadows of the boulder. Just roll me a perception check. See if you can sort of get the best advantage place of advantage.
11.
11. Yeah, there's a boulder nearby which you could probably sneak up on, sort of get to the other side of the moonlight. So you scamper over to that. You're not within attack of opportunity. I'll say, just roll me a stealth check. Just, this isn't your action to hide. This is just to see if you're able to get into the darkness.
22.
Oh yeah. I'd say you managed to fade into this wall and into the darkness.
Yeah, he has to hide himself because he scares so many people. So he's used to like getting into like dark corners quite quickly in order to not make people feel uncomfortable. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to attack the one that he was that he's already hit. That was attacking Granny Topes.
Great. So outside of that, so you're going to have to be like over 30 feet away because of that light from the torch. Just so you know in terms of distance.
That's
so
fine with my longbow.
Yeah, great, fine. You get into the shadows. It's your turn. Make your attack, or do whatever you want to do.
So do I get advantage because I'm invisible?
Yes.
Right, yeah. So he's going to pull out an arrow, have a little nibble on the carrot for luck, and then fire. 19.
19 hits.
Rolled a 1 plus 4, but Hunter's Mark. So that's 5 plus 5, so 10.
Great. As you fire off your first arrow, hitting it into the shoulder of this creature. Anything else in your turn?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay. That then brings us to the crag cats. The one that's fighting you, Topiary, looks around, unable to find the source of the arrow. It's going to continue to strike at you. No advantage this time. That's going to be a 10 to hit. That misses. The second crag cat going after you, Baskia, is a natural 20.
Okay, yeah.
That is a 8 on the dice, so that's 16. That's 19 points of slashing damage.
Whoa,
As
mama.
it tears both claws at your front. You stagger back. You are winded from both the force, the blunt force of the strike, and then feel blood beginning to seep from your skin, seep from the wound. That is the crag cat's turn. Baskia, it is your turn.
She looks pretty bad. But will try to rally and just attack with her short sword.
Yeah, roll to attack.
That is going to be 16 plus 6, so 22.
22. Yeah, that definitely hits. AC of a 13.
Oh yeah, you did say. Oh man, one plus 4, so 5 points of damage.
I assume you're attacking the one that's attacking you.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And then I will spend a key point to do flurry of blows.
Nice.
And I will hit it, obviously. I will, I say I hit it, obviously. Let's try. 10 plus 6, so that hits.
Yep.
16. And I will roll better. So that's 7 points of damage. Can I make it? Actually, no, for that one, I'm going to impose that it cannot take a reaction until the end of my next turn.
Okay, cool.
And then I will hit it again,
Great.
hopefully. Oh yeah, natural 16 again,
Great.
so great. And I will do, where did I put my dice? I'll get another one. So where I put that one. That's 5 points of smashy damage. I'm guessing I can try and do a different one if I want to. I can impose each time I do flurry of blows. I can impose. That's what it says. Whenever you hit with one of your flurry of blows attacks, so I can choose another effect to try and impose on it.
So with flurry of blows, you get your first attack as normal, Then you get Flurry of Blows gives you an extra attack, and then you get to attack with your bonus action. Is that right?
No, Flurry of Blows is a bonus action.
So yeah, you hit twice with your bonus action. So yes, you can.
Sorry, I'm not being clear on my question. So yes to that, so then I get 3 attacks, which is amazing. But my open hand technique, it says whenever I hit with one of my Flurry of Blows attacks. So my question is, does it stack? I've just imposed no reaction. I want to try and impose something else.
Let's say yes for now. We can double check it
Great.
before next session.
It doesn't sort of say anything either or. So I would like to try and make it prone. So it needs to do a dex saving throw of 12.
Got a high dex. But not high enough. That is an 11. 8 on the dice.
Great. So it's prone. It can't take reactions. So I'm going to move because she's in a bit of a state. And I'm going to move, I think I'm going to move like 30 feet away from it.
Yeah.
Just to try and protect off a little bit. And it's prone as well now.
Great.
Great.
You knock the creature prone. It falls over. Getting up will just be half of its movement next round. You sweep its feet from underneath it after slashing it, punching it twice, falls to the ground. Excellent. Topiary, it is your turn. You have one crag cat in front of you, about 10 feet away from you. One is on the ground, prone, where Baskia has run from it. No idea where Pignut's gone.
I'm going to glare at the crag cat and say, a red light will glow from under my hood. And I will say, I've met lapcats with more bite than you. And I'm going to cast Bane. And there'll be a drop of blood that kind of drops out from under my hood.
So for the crag cat on you.
For both of them.
Yep. That is a 17 on the one that's attacking you. 18 on the dice.
Charisma save.
Yeah. I rolled
Damn.
high. And then the one that is currently prone, that's going to be a 7. So that's a definite fail.
Okay.
So crag cat 2 is... currently bayings. So that was your action. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. Pignut, it is your turn.
How's the one with Granny Topes looking?
It's taken a good... It's rough. It's rough. It's over half.
It's rough. Okay. There's no point. I feel like there's no point. Yeah, I'm just going to attack it again.
Okay.
From where I am. And just telepathically say to Granny Topes, I've got you. I saw that blood too. That was really weird and cool.
I'm going to telepathically say back, thank you, Pignut.
Natural 20.
Hey!
So, with the D6 as well. Yeah. 8 and 2, 10. So that's 24 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
So good.
I'm going to... just like seeing Granny Topes like that and just like being able to communicate with her telepathically, it's just going to give me the big old oomph and just inspiration to just really let loose. And then as I nibble on the carrot as I draw it, I'm just going to make it really jagged and extra sharp as it as I fire.
And it's that sharpness that pierces right through the fur and the tough hide of this creature. Blood pools and begins to bleed out from around the wound, and it collapses onto the ground, dead. Anything else on your turn?
No. Oh yeah, I think I just might say to Granny Topes if I can, if it's not taking the piss, but just telepathically and be like, Baskia, you don't look good.
The crag cat that is remaining is going to get up using half of its movement, and it's going to try and flee down the mountain. So it moves for 20 feet. It'll use its action to run 60 feet from you. From the group of you. Baskia, it is your turn. It is about... you've moved, so you're like 90 feet away from it.
Yeah, she's too She's too hurt, I think, to give chase over 90 feet, so she will eat a lettuce leaf.
And get a hit point. Topiary.
I've got Sacred Flame that works at 60 feet, so I would like to cast that with it's a dex saving of 13.
And it's got a minus D4 as well. So it's a 14 minus it's gonna be a 12, 12, 13, 14. So it's gonna be a 14 total.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Sorry.
Sorry.
And you fire off a plume of snow erupts as it leaps over to the right side, fleeing continuously down the mountain. Pignut, it is just over 60 feet from you.
I'm gonna let go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then within the next round, it moves a further 80 feet away from you down the mountain, disappearing away. And you are once again alone on the mountain, the whipping of the wind, the scream gone.
Baskia, you all right?
I feel like she's like got slashes, blood is coming out, like she does not look amazing. Oh, it really took me by surprise there. Your lettuce leaf has helped a little bit. That's good. We might
All right, I could take a hint.
Well, if you'd like to help, that'd be amazing. Or if we've got time to take a little rest, I could probably like patch myself up a little bit. Maybe that would be better given the circumstances.
Yeah, the thing is,
You are near the peak of the mountain. There's blizzards. You would need to move somewhere else to get a short rest in here. You couldn't remain here for an hour.
Well, have some more. Have a bloody salad, and I've got 4 lettuce leaves, and you can have all of them.
I'm a little bit worn out, and if I use the rest of my energy, then there'll be no energy left for future incidents.
Got it.
Die.
With the four, she's just about at half. So let's leave it at that. That's okay. She looks better.
Sorry, I want to heal you, but I also don't want you to die at a later time.
You're yeah, it's totally the right call. And just for flavour, as we're walking, because she's not cold or anything anyway, she's gonna do something to at least try and staunch it a little bit so that she's not like bleeding out.
I'll give her some acorn brandy to swig.
Yeah. She like pours a little bit on the wound, is like, oh fuck.
And as you make your way up towards the peak of the mountain, this would be a wonderful, beautiful view of Icewind Dale if it wasn't continuously winter at the moment. During the summer, during the spring, the view from here would be incredible. But you are just accosted by the white light, the white snow, and the darkness of Icewind Dale. And as you creep up to this little plateau, you see, or you can hear it first, fabric quickly flapping in the wind, as under a little sort of outcropping of rocks is a tent, blue and covered in snow. And sat in front of it is a humanoid creature, knees hugged up to their chest, fiery red skin, short horns, winter cloak of a tiefling. As you approach closer, you can see her black eyes are staring down at something, and you can see the body of a frozen dwarf who's probably been dead for a long time. On their feet, these fluffy blue boots stick out of the snow, and she seems to be fixatedly staring at them.
Can I go give her a poke? See if I just want to check she's not frozen to death.
You give her a poke. and her whole body shifts as one unit, as she is frozen solid.
Is it too late for Spare the Dying?
It is too late for Spare the Dying.
Oh, that sucks.
No. Oh.
Can we take a look at this dwarf guy? See if I
Yeah,
can
how good
find
are his
anything
boots?
Oh my god, brilliant.
They
While
look magic.
Topiary's doing that, can I be trying to figure out who he was?
Yeah.
Or who they were? I don't know, actually.
Male dwarf, wearing like pretty fine climbing clothes. There's something quite. The climbing clothes he's wearing are new. It's like he's got a little bit of a belly to him. You get the sense that this was probably a wealthy man climbing a mountain for the first time, thinking he could just do it. And he's gone out and he bought all the stuff. He's not wearing he's not wearing a heavy cloak even. Like, he's not even got the right supplies. Like, he's got just a normal cloak that you would wear walking around 10 towns. Like, you need heavy stuff if you're going to be climbing these mountains. Like, you guys can feel the cold whipping through just your normal cloak. Like, even you feel a little bit underprepared for climbing this mountain. He is not dressed appropriately. And he's got these boots, which are, as you look down at them, Topiary, they're blue. They're like a blue fabric with intricate like stitching throughout them of sort of like snowflakes and like there's like a little hair stitched into them. And they've got like a really fluffy white cuff, and they've got big sort of light blue laces. And those feet are just kind of sticking out of the snow. And you can see why Asterix, who you assume this tiefling is, be staring at them. They're like something other than pure whiteness and pure horror. There's something really homely and comforting about these.
It's as if a higher power is drawing my attention to the boots. So that's you. I'm going to take them. Can I just search for any like identification on him?
You don't find any identification, but you do find on there's like on one of the tags on one of his articles of clothing, it says Bryn Shander's Bryn Shander Outdoor Emporium on it.
Presumably now out of business.
No, he would have bought them from there.
The quality's so bad they'll be out of business. Not
that I'm looking, but you didn't mention he was rich. So does he have any like valuables?
Yeah, for some reason.
I'd like to tastefully search.
Yeah, you sort of pick through the frozen remains. We'll roll this. I rolled exactly 100 on the dice. So you find 100 gold pieces.
Cool.
Holy crap.
Double zeros.
Okay.
Amazing.
I'll give the other two 33, and I'll take 34 because I took one less last time. So
You greedy little. No. Is the so Asterix is dead? Definitely gone. Oh no. I'm sorry, Asterix.
Is there anything?
She's got a nice cloak as well. Looking at Granny Toke's like looting the body of the dwarf.
respectfully searching the body of the door.
It looks like she's got a leather cloak of sort of some sort of like maybe a moose or a an elk or a deer or something, which has been skinned, and she's got that around. You know that they went to one of the either Kelvin's Cairn or Kelvin Cair Denival or Cair Koenig on the way, which has suppliers for clothes, and it looks like it's probably come from one of those towns.
Are we at the top? Like, is there more up that's worth searching? Or
as you sort of stand and you look to the peak, you've noticed that a heavy cloud, because you are high, has kind of come in, and a blizzard has started to pull in on the top of the mountain. And as you look up, you can see the sheer cliff face that reaches to the peak of this mountain. That scales about 40, 50 feet up. And it's when you look up there towards the top, you see the figure again. Large, wide shoulders, an owl-like face, horns that curl and swoop down in front of their face, the feathered arms and the large claws, and the cloak made of rippling ice that moves like fabric. You see the shadowy figure, light blue eyes aglow within the shadowy face, staring down at you all.
Could Pignut immediately? So he cast Hunter's Mark on the crab cat? No, crag cat. Can he drop that on the crag cat and then actually try and see if he can mark the beast thing?
What's the range?
90 feet.
Okay, it's in range. Hunter's Mark.
Until the spell ends, you have advantage on any perception or survival check you make to find it.
Okay.
Yeah, just to
okay.
It's a concentration thing, but just to see if I can actually, because like when Pignut investigated it before, it didn't leave any tracks. Like, is it an illusion or is it actually something that you can like grab hold of?
As you send out this primal awareness and attach your hunter's mark to this creature, you see its eyes shift towards you, having felt the sense of your magic hit it, and it is now staring at you directly. Mm-hmm. But you have a hold of it.
Am I getting any like Oriole vibes off it?
Roll me an insight or a religion check. This is for Topiary.
19.
As you stare up at it, for one, this thing is standing on the top of a fucking mountain, staring down at you. You feel its menacing gaze down at you. Well, not menacing is wrong. It's just the scene is menacing. This huge shadowed creature staring down at you, unblinking, unmoving, not saying anything, just watching. And it's at this moment when you look up and see it and try and figure out its vibe, what it's doing. You feel the cold hit you harder. Can everyone make a Constitution saving throw as the temperature has just dropped? Baskia, you do not need to do this.
19.
6.
Pignut, you take 1 point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
You feel the immense power of this creature. You feel something bearing down on you, heavy. But you also feel the sense of it doesn't seem to be having an opinion on you. It doesn't care. but it is watching.
I'm proficient in religion. Have I ever seen anything like that, or any kind of just anything that might be helpful?
Please roll me a religion check.
7.
The gods and deities, they really show themselves to even their most devout followers. They very rarely grace the world with their presence. However, you have heard of deities which have lost power or fallen from grace that can no longer remain outside of the mortal realm. They don't have the power to be this all-seeing, all-knowing entity beyond our scope of reality. And to remain in any sort of semblance of place or power, they have to bring themselves back to the mortal realm to be able to have any influence on it. These lesser deities or deities that have fallen from grace or have chosen to leave their godhood behind, can absolutely appear before. I think I'm going around in circles, but it essentially will. That they'll either go and there's several different things, the reasons why they might be here. Like I said, they've fallen from grace, or they have chosen to be here. They've chosen to give up their godly power. Also, when people stop worshipping, when people stop saying prayers, when people stop talking about these deities, they become weaker. The less we speak of them, the less power they have over us. And sometimes these creatures, they need to find ways to make themselves known again, to give them their ability to ascend to godliness once again.
Can Pignut just call out, "Are you Oriole?"
No response.
"'Tis I, Topiary Erda, Oriole, if it's you, make yourself known."
I will say, but way louder than I just said it.
The gaze falls onto you. Our eyes shift slightly. The wind and the storm grow stronger until the top of the mountain is completely whited out and the figure vanishes from view.
"Sign any time now. I'm just waiting."
Any kind of sign.
The storm ceases, begins to mellow out, and as you look back to the peak, the figure is gone.
Can I feel anything with the hunter's mark? Like, what happens to it? Is it just, do I still have hold of it?
Roll a perception check for me with advantage.
Dirty 20.
You can feel this creature high above you, moving at an incredibly quick pace through the sky, out towards the west, out towards the sea of moving ice.
I'll tell everyone that as well.
So when we had our little moment, did I get any kind of like, like a a buzz in my casting item, or I don't know, like a feeling of something I've connected to when I got my powers?
You did not.
Okay.
I do not believe it was Oriole, but a big owl.
I will briefly sort of say about the lesser deity so that they know that as well, and that kind of vibe too, just in this moment.
I want to tie a rope around Asterix and.
Oh my God.
No, come on. I want to take it down.
No, because I was going to say before, and then we moved on to the thing, but like, because I was going to say we should take something like of hers maybe to
I
remember
could take
her.
her. We could just slide her down with us.
Okay, cool.
We could all sit on her and ride her down. No, I'm just going to tie a rope around her, and I'm going to, or if there's like a blanket or anything in the tent to wrap that around her and then tie around that and
let's do that.
Pull it down the hill.
Yeah, I say no, actually, because then why is she sat out there? So you go into the tent, and you can see the whole back of it is just been blown away. Whatever was in this campsite is gone.
I'll wrap her in the top.
Yeah,
my cloak that I'm not using, we can just wrap.
No. I'll wrap her in the top. You don't need to wrap.
She's also got her own cloak. Asterix is wearing a cloak.
I just want to preserve her. Like, I'm dragging her over rocks, so I'm going to wrap her in the tarp. If I have to cut it, whatever, and then I'm going to tie my rope to her. And
when you say the tarp, you mean from the tent?
From the tent, yeah.
Before Granny does that, can I just respectfully just check her body as well for any cool items? Respectfully, I'm learning.
Oh, yes, actually, I've completely forgotten. You do find something on her. Let me just remind myself what it is. As you look over her body, you find two things. You find a potion vial of it feels heavy, but you can't see anything in there. But as you shake it, you can hear the sloshing of liquid in it. And you also find a leather-bound book. And as you open it up, it's filled with arcane sigils and signs. And this is a spell book. You would also find around her neck a small yellowish gemstone, which was probably her arcane focus as well.
Can I take that to keep it safe from the dragging? And that's what we should take. Well, I'll say to the guys, like, can we, like, it feels like we should give this to Fishfinger unless either of you think you can make use of it, but it feels like we should give it to Fishfinger.
Very, very personal item. I don't think you can sell it to Baskia.
No, I want to give it to Fishfinger. She's not. She's feeling quite. She's feeling quite sad. Like, this is a lot. This has been a lot, and she's also sad about the Yeti shit that went down because she's like, oh God, I attacked a baby Yeti. So she's like, she's not at her best right now. She's fucked up. Like she's a little sad today.
Can I keep the potion, or should we give that as well? I don't mind. There's definitely something in here. It's not empty. Listen.
Keep hold of it now for now, Pignut, and let's take her back and collect Perilou and get back to camp.
Okay.
Camp.
Well, I'll take the book too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So,
just in case we have to drop her, you should keep those.
Yeah.
So, the journey down the mountain is long, relatively quiet, somber. As you make your way back to base camp, where you find Perilou, Fishfinger, and Garrett. Perilou, seeing the body of Asterix, bursts into tears once more. The words, "I can't do this alone," echo through your minds. As the five of you, six including our boy, actually, and the sledge dogs. So,
Three left, wasn't there?
Garrett hooks up the sledge dogs and makes the journey back easier. heading back towards Targos. If you decide to travel back with them, or would you like to let them go on their way? That is up to you.
I would like to go back and collect the shell, unless anyone has any major concerns around that. But yeah.
I think we need a break.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Oh,
You
you are.
travel back across the tundra over a day or so you'd get a long rest in. It is a quiet journey. A few things you learn. When Perilu does speak, she speaks highly of Monkingo. And actually, as she speaks and talks about him, Topiary, can I get a history? Can I get a history check with advantage?
Yeah, also did his face look familiar? 15.
Cool. Could everyone take off their headphones, please?
I knew this was going to happen. Secrets.
I never
Granny's
get
actually
these.
a Goliath. You're a Goliath in disguise.
Oh, you'll never know.
Okay, bye.
I'll look extra surprised so that they're like,
Right. Yeah, there's nothing. The Goliath was half Goliath. He was also half Earth Genasi. The flakes across his face weren't freckles, but they were bits of stone and earth that were part of his skin. It's up to you how much you want to dive into the roleplay and sort of investigate more. You get the sense that Perilu, they've met up within 10 towns to then go on this journey. Yeah, so it's up to you if you want to dive in and ask any more questions, but that would be within the group.
oh, could I not like kind of shift you off to the side?
Yeah. What would you like to ask?
I would like to ask, tell me about his ancestry and which side was it related to this?
When you mentioned that
Pimple.
she didn't know. She didn't know he was half Earth Genasi. She assumed that he was just a Goliath. And she talks about the various Goliath tribes that are within the mountains, within the spine of the world, and that he came from a tribe within the spine of the world. The name of it escapes me now, but I will pass that on to you. She just speaks of his goal, which was to go to his ancestral, the site of his frost giant ancestors that he believed he was a descendant of, to Jalmut, and to speak to these ancestors, these frost giants who crafted and forged Icewind Ale with their bare hands centuries and centuries ago, and reconnect with these people and try and plead with the ghosts to bring about the end of the Rime. You also feel quite confident, and you also, hearing from the way Fishfinger speaks, is that Mockingo now didn't believe that this is where Jalmut was. It wasn't on the mountain, it was somewhere else. And
Jalmut.
Jalmut, so Jarmoot. Jalmut.
Oh, Jalmut. I would also like to ask,
And what knew you of his parentage?
She says he only ever knew his father. He said he never met his mother. And his father, although very fond of his mother, he got the sense that his father didn't like talking about it, either because of the pain. If you have to ask me, I think it was heartbreak.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring everyone back at this.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to ask. Sarah.
That was far too long.
Baskia.
Okay.
Woo. Woo.
Oh, I'm shook, Barnaby. Shocking.
I know.
Travesty.
Revelations upon revelations.
Disgusting. Well, that's the cliffhanger, isn't
Disgusting.
Yeah, we'll just end it now. So yeah, as you make your way across the tundra, you arrive. Do you learn anything else?
Can we have,
I'm going to tell
look at
them.
the items, the magical stuff, if there's any magical
Yeah,
things.
wow,
like
assuming things are
looked at the spell book.
Yeah. Spell book. So there's several spells in there. None of you are wizards, so you wouldn't be able to use it. But you may be able to sell it if you choose not to give it to Perilou Fishfinger.
I've got to give it to her.
Can I ask, those boots that Granny Topes thing, did you say there was a hair on them? And when you say hair, do you mean like a rabbit, or do you mean like a hair
a
of the dwarf?
hair, like a frost hair.
A frost
like
hair.
a rabbit, yeah.
Do I recognize them? Not because like I'm just related to all rabbits, but like you said it was blue and white. Like are they pirate?
That rabbit?
My mum was a dwarf.
I mean, you would know that the Harangon tribes were known for many things, including trade, and were had various things they traded with the towns of 10 towns. So it is very possible that this is something that was crafted, and the little hair, you have seen that embroidery on other items of clothing from your childhood.
Oh,
I will gift the boots to Pignut.
no, Granny Types, they might fit you better than me, but like
they won't. They won't fit me. They will fit. Perhaps you can find some kind of spiritual connection to them. And I'm going to tell them about Jarmuth, which what I know is that is the name of the ancestral home of the Goliath that he was in search of, and he was sure that it was not in the mountain anymore, but we should find it. It may be useful.
Do we know whereabouts it is? Were they going in the right direction?
Perilou will sort of pipe up here and just say that their expedition of that was a failure. They sort of learned that as they were climbing the mountain. Sort of, the Goliath didn't feel like it was there, and that they were going to head back and speak and see if they could do some research and hunt in Brynchander, the largest town of 10 towns, to see if they could find any answers or any information about where it could be. You reach back to Targos. Perilou Fishfinger says, "My days of adventuring are done. I'm going to find refuge somewhere and live out a quiet existence away from yetis and mountains and loss. And just hope that I can put all of this behind me."
No one will blame you for that at all. I'm so sorry for your loss. And maybe we could do like a little funeral for Asterix with the...
That would be nice. And you hold, over this time, maybe over the next day or so, you'll hold a small memorial. You also reunite Garrett with Keegan.
Oh.
Tears of joy that you have returned, and that they are together again. He gives you the gift of a small shell, a clam shell, which has been carved with an axe beak across the front of it. He hands that to you, Baskia. So grateful, so warm, and you are offered bed and board for whatever you need it within Targos. And as while you're in their home, you can see where Keegan has been whittling away at all of these shells and various bits of equipment. He has sort of moved his workshop within the main section of the home. And this is when you all see it. The tarnished, second-hand nature of the tools that he's got. There's more than there was here before. And Pignut, you would recognize the kind of... It's like an off-brand nature to them. Because you saw many of these things being sold opposite you back in Tourmaline. At Torg's,
Where'd you get those?
And as you ask, he says, Torg's came through recently. They were in quite of a hurry, so I got quite a lot of things at quite a discounted rate. I bought as much as I can before they continued on to Brinchander.
They went to Brinchander. They are not good people, Keegan.
Oh.
They're murderers.
What?
They murdered the speaker of
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline. I put it so far behind me, I was so shocked. I forgot the name.
It is hard to drag up these difficult memories.
And as you find this out, is that where you head?
Yeah, I know Brinchander.
Do you, Pignut? What do you know about Brinchander?
Well, I think I have a house there that belongs to my family, but I can't get access to it yet. But I've been trying to find proof that it's a family home. I don't remember much of my past, but I do remember somebody telling me that if I ever got lost, to come to this place. And so I don't know what's in it all, but I'm sure I have some sort of connection to it. So I know how to get there.
This is amazing. Okay, great. You okay? Go back there. Like it's now loaded emotionally.
Yeah, but I need to find something that makes me prove that that house is part of my family. Well, I think it is. I'm not sure. I can't remember much. Okay. But so if you ever see a knuckle-headed trout that's I think orange with yellow eyes, or yellow with orange eyes, or just really weird knuckle-headed trout, you tell me, okay? Please tell me, yeah.
And suddenly Baskia is like, this is why this guy always searches through my barrels of fish. Okay, yeah, of course.
Okay, you tell me, yeah.
Can I just check before we go to Brinchander? Do they practice live sacrifice there? Just to prepare myself.
Keegan and Garrett both lower their head and say, yes, I have recently heard that, this is Garrett, I've recently heard that Speaker Shane has finally had her arm twisted and has now started humanoid sacrifices within Brinchander. I think you were muted then, Sarah, sorry.
I think I said it really quietly. She says, what is wrong with these people that they think that this is the answer?
Being out in the wilderness and traveling within storms and in the harshest conditions, and when your life at any moment could be at risk and you think you are going to die on a mountain face down in snow, when you are at your wit's end and you don't know how you are going to survive, all manner of awful bargains go through your mind. Bargains which you would happily agree to if it meant your safety.
Really keep the people that are sacrificed safe if they're dead.
But it is only one person. And as long as that person's not you, you are alive. And the rhyme may end.
Perhaps if it was a Topiary, go on.
Oh, thank you, Baskia. It is a falsehood. A lie does not end the curse. It is just further killing.
Garrett slams his hand on a table. Then what else will end it?
I'm going to slam my hands, both of them, on the table and say,
We will find an answer, but murder is not the answer. Senseless murder.
Sort of withdraws his hand. I wish there was another way. But we are at our wits' end.
And did sacrifice save you on the mountain, or did we? It was not a human sacrifice. It was human. It was the effort of persons.
He looks over to Keegan and then back at you. If I didn't sacrifice myself, there was no chance those people would have survived on that mountain.
And yet 2 of them did not. There is no reason
But one
for the
of them
sacrifice.
did.
Yes, and then we rescued you. That was a concerted group effort. If anything, should everyone pray to the cup flickers? No, that would be foolish.
Who the fuck are the cup flickers?
I think the point here is that people dying, the only consequence of that is that people are dead. Nothing actually gets solved. I understand you're saying you're at your wit's end. You know what, though? We're not. And we're going to find a solution to this that doesn't involve people dying needlessly. And perhaps if people were doing it voluntarily and putting their own names in the cup because they're like, yeah, we really believe in this, but that's not what's happening. They're being forced to do it. And that isn't right.
Yeah.
But let's not. We've been through a lot.
Also, Baskia, you also said that if we don't give them like power, like if we don't like mention their names, and if we don't, that makes them weaker, right?
That's true. Yes. I was like, what? Yes, that's absolutely true.
You did share that. I think you shared
I
that.
completely
information
did.
with us.
Sarah
Yeah.
forgot. She didn't. I was like, what are you saying? Yeah, no, exactly. You know,
Maybe that'll help.
they crave the power, but it's been going about the wrong way, and I understand. God, I understand. Like, being trapped is horrendous, but you have to dig deep. You have to dig deep, and you have to. Death
You
is
must
not
search for the hero inside yourself, is what Baskia is saying. Dig deep and find them.
Search for the hero inside.
Oh
Not
God, we're going to start
everyone
singing.
has a hero within themselves. Some people are just people who are scared and who are easily swayed by the words of those who are greater than them. Or
The
those
lies.
or those who make themselves appear greater than them.
The people are stronger together. You should be a voice to give them strength to stand up against that kind of nonsense. However, You've also been through it. We've all been through it. I understand. But I really wish that a man as intelligent as you would help the people who are even more at their wits' end than you are. Look at how much you have to be grateful for. You've been reunited with someone that you thought was dead. Your love is back.
Keegan sort of...
He's worth saving. Why would you want him to die again?
Keegan comes up to Garrett, who's been speaking with you, and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, maybe it's time for us to get out of Targos. There are other places that aren't sacrificing. And then Garrett's like, no, this is our home. I will speak to the town speaker. There's no point for us to die senselessly if this is going to do nothing. I'll speak to the church if I have to find proof that this is what will end this winter. But what will you do? Will you stand up against the Church of Oriel?
Yes,
If we have to.
blasphemers, lies. This is not the will of Oriel.
Oriel, the Frostmaiden, the goddess of cold indifference, of suffering. This sounds like exactly what she would want.
Then why would she grant me power for vengeance upon the church?
How do you know it was her?
Well, who else would it have been? When I prayed directly to her at her altar. It'd be weird if someone else was picking up the phone.
What's a phone?
No idea. It's a cup with strings between it, Pignut.
Oh,
You're speaking to one end.
can you flick it?
You can flick it if you want to.
Sorry, we're getting distracted. It's true. Oriel speaks through her.
Well, if you believe that, then I suppose Oriel is not the deity that I thought she was. Maybe she can reap vengeance on these people who are lying to the populace. But I would be wary of those who you call upon. Goddesses and gods can be that of vengeance, of hope, but they can be also of cruelty and suffering. And I pray that you're right, that we have all got Oriel so wrong.
I pray that too, but I believe it, and I'm not prepared to give up.
And as we close on this scene, and you make your way to Bryn Shander, these thoughts of who Oriel is, this creature that you saw on the top of the mountain, the machinations of the church, of the rekindling of the relationship and bringing back Garrett and Keegan, of the loneliness that Purloin Fishfinger must feel. You arrive in Bryn Shander to quite a commotion. People running through the streets, holding torches, pitchforks, axes, screaming and yelling, "Burn the wizard! Burn him down! Evil bastard!" As you follow the crowds, you find yourself in the town square of this large city. A pyre has been built tall into the air. People are throwing logs on it. Fire is already flickering at its base, and at A stake that protrudes from its center is a man, hands tied behind his back. Brown and red wizarding robes and a tall wizard hat with patches on it. Beneath it, you can see the brown, scraggly hair and the thin physique of one Denzel being burned at a stake. And that's where we will end.
Is it on fire?
It is on fire.
Holy shit! Jesus! Oh no!
Why is this
Okay.
place like this?
Well,
Oh, wow.
By this
my
space,
God.
you mean the imagination of Barnaby?
yeah.
Some of these things are written in the book. Also, fun fact, that Yeti had 1 hit point left.
That's a real dice moment because I'm pretty sure that I'd rolled like a 1 or something on my D6.
In my brain, I was going, cool, what are we going to do? What's going to happen? What's the scene? There's going to be this baby Yeti that's going to wake
baby,
up and
yeah.
its mum is dead.
Very interesting. Oh wow.
Garrett would have looked after it. He seems like a lovely man.
Good with animals.
Yeah.